righty, look at that. The flex is already in. We are not messing about. Welcome to the Ready Bang, the number one prediction show in the arm wrestling world. I'm your host, the Aussie Arm Wrestler, and of course, you sexy son of a bitch, it is there. Why is it always there? Your 2019 Melbourne Cup left arm, 89.5 kilos, third place getter.
I hear it's the most sought-after trophy in arm wrestling, that one.
You have heard right. You have heard right. And ladies and gentlemen, not only have I got one of my good friends on the show, but of course I've accidentally coined him with a nickname which we won't remind everyone because he's probably sick to death to being called it. He's probably one of the most unluckiest guys in the arm wrestling world. Cancelled match after postponed match after cancelled match. I'm surprised your wedding went ahead because the luck you've been bloody having, it is going there. Everyone, it is my good friend, Ryan Bowen. Ryan, welcome to the show.
Man, thank you for having me on, man. It's been too long since we've caught up on a live, as we were saying. We just need to have a chat, man. And there's so much good stuff coming up this weekend. Massive weekend of arm wrestling. So excited to be here, talk everything King of the Table 3 and probably a bit more.
Oh, mate, there's plenty of it going on. And, it's just getting a little bit, amazing stuff. Now, while people are coming in and they are going to watch this, yes, it is a King of the Table prediction show. We'll chuck in a bit of Godzilla and Chan Shaw. Amazing weekend in the arm wrestling world. And as everyone tunes in, just so you know, as you can see, Ryan is on my show. Ryan is my buddy. We talk to each other and message each other every time. Ryan and I are dabbling in other sports. So we are going to be live at the same time. This weekend, we both love doing the commentary. We will be on at the same time. We are not enemies. We are not competing. And in fact, Ryan's always the first one to share analytics and congratulate me on another
man.
So
good stuff. Yeah, all ships rise with the tide, man. And I consider all players in the world of arm wrestling content part of the reason the tide rises. So sometimes the wave gets under one ship before it gets under the others. And yeah, man, it's all good. I love it. I'll support all good content creators in every way. And you've done nothing but the same for me, man. So I appreciate it, brother. But can't wait to see this week.
A few times they're like, oh, Ryan's gone live at you. He's going against you. And I'm like, no, he's my friend, you dicks. But it's just good to see people are in there. Big Frank is in the house. He says, what up, fellas? What up to you, Big Frank, the schmo?
Big Frank.
Just letting everyone know he goes here, bang. The Money Slam is in the house. Marcus Thompson, who's been ducking me for a while for that tag team wrestling match. And he says, what's that?
Marcus's, was it judo? What's Marcus's background?
Judo.
It is judo, yeah. Yeah, look out.
Judo. There's a big tag team match brewing, and it's Marcus Thompson and White Wolf versus the Aussie Arm Wrestler and Uncle John. But I don't know what.
Man, that's so juicy. That's awesome.
Yeah, we've got a tag team match ready to go. And is that say slant? Slante? What was that word?
I don't know.
Because Big Frank's given us one as well.
Yeah, I'm confused. Maybe us Aussies aren't up to date with that slang. I don't know.
No, we struggle to speak our own language here. Lagia says, can't wait for the commentary. Always killer. Coach Ray the Terrible. Ready Bang. Dave versus Alex is massive. Yes, Marcus Thompson. Where is White Wolf? As you see, I'm bringing partners to the show all the time, and you're just flying solo, you scared son of a bitch. But I do love you. But we're here. First of all, Ryan, lately, your little pop-up lives, it reminds me of a beautiful restaurant that is going along, and then you just come with this delicious hot dog cart right in front of the restaurant and go bang. As we know, when arm wrestling grows, every single person is going live. Everyone loves to go live. It is quite addictive. And then when you do your little pop-up ones, I sent you a great photo because you just thought, I might go head-to-head with John Brezink and matched him at one stage. And matched him, but a huge congrats.
I had no idea. I had no idea John was live too. I apologize to John. for that. But man, the lives in the last few weeks for me, I've as we're evolving in our production and all that sort of stuff across the board, like you are, Uncle John, we're just always trying to bring a better product to the sport, so that when those first impression viewers come along, that they've never seen anything arm wrestling before, that they see something, they go, "Oh my goodness, this sport's awesome! Look at the coverage this sport gets." So, the live streaming capability, being able to bring in feature videos or breakdowns that I've done previously and run them as part of the live, that's got me excited. And I really enjoy being able to break down technical arm wrestling in a live capacity via that means. And oh man, it's good fun. And it's just better because you get to chat with everyone as well. You get to answer real-time questions, you get to add stuff to it, and it's just awesome. So yeah, I'm enjoying the lives at the moment, but it is getting busy. There's a lot of lives, but that's good. I love it for the fans that they can go and watch the lives that they enjoy most and that they resonate with most. And sometimes it does mean you got to pick between John Present, myself, and Aussie Arm Wrestler, and John's going to win that 99 times out of 100. But hey, we're going to do it either way because we're having fun.
That's right. And Thomas Miles says Evan is going live and White Wolf is there. Marcus Thompson, where's the loyalty in your man White Wolf? He's just calling you trash like there. But yeah, and for me, and I know especially for you, Ryan, when it comes to these lives and evolving and always like getting better, we see that as a challenge. Like I watched one of your lives the other day and you broke down you had the match on the screen. I can't remember who you were breaking down, but it was great.
Yep, Larry, was it Larry and Khaled or anything like that?
Yeah, it might have been, yes, because it was Khaled's big, thick, stupid hand. That's right. And then I was sitting there like, whoa, this is a really good stream. So now it's like, okay, what can I do? That was a really good live stream. I can see why you're getting your hundreds and hundreds of people in a pop-up dropping everything to watch. And for me, it is all the challenge. All the challenge. And Marcus Thompson says, Uncle John, Aussie and Ryan are the leaders on YouTube. Evan is just pissed.
Man, I love Evan. Evan and I have to have a rematch just so the YouTube world knows. You may have heard rumblings, but Evan and I are definitely in negotiations for a rematch. Evan and I will throw down in 2022 is the plan. He wants to avoid a Canadian winter. He'd like to experience a Gold Coast summer here in Queensland as an alternative. And I think that I just need to rub it in once again that what I did to him in Canada, I just need to do it again, but worse here in Brisbane.
On the home soil. Oh, did you hear that? Ryan Bowen's just cancelled everyone's Christmas plans because it's going to happen Christmas Day. Ryan versus Evan. No, that'd be good. I know the negotiations are happening and it is all there. Can we make sure everyone has voted in the poll? I've got a poll going at the moment. Which match are you most excited for this weekend? And at the moment, it is Dave versus Alex with a huge lead at the moment. And speaking of one of the leaders, Uncle John's Arm Wrestling Show. That man, he will be joining me for King of the Table. I don't think he's joining me for Michigan State. Ryan, you know you're always invited, but you do your own thing and absolutely crush it. And plus, I love it when I'm sitting next to you in that studio. That's when the magic really happens. But he asks, Ryan, when are you officially starting gripper training? I need to get my finger extension bands ready so I can counter program.
Nice. Uncle John, my grippers are due to arrive. The postage service says Monday to Wednesday next week. The full Captain's a Crush rack is arriving. So I'm going to be getting stuck into that. But believe it or not, Uncle John, I do believe they've actually thrown in some finger extension bands as well. So look out. We might be both doubling up on that too. But no, I can't wait. Uncle John, killing it as always. And if you aren't, if finger extensions are something that is important to you, which, to be honest, it's critical in arm wrestling, finger extensions. Uncle John's clearly got it covered. So head over there.
See, I need actual finger extensions for these big hands. I might have to go or grow those long fingernails just so I feel like after my last effort at a tournament. Jason Latona in the house. He's very excited for the Queen of the Table, which is amazing, and things like that. And already some shade being thrown. Oh, no, he's sticking up for you, Aussie Tanks. We'll throw this in here. Mr. Bowen, is RVJ still running and hiding from your arm wrestling match? This makes twice. He's back down from you.
I haven't. The answer to that is I haven't spoken personally to RVJ since he withdrew from King of the Table 3. Obviously, I was meant to be in Dubai for this event that we're about to talk about. I was going to be, I think, the co-main event for this one. And it fell through. Personal reasons for RVJ, which I don't know what they were, but I respect him. He's kind of disappeared from the social media space in many respects since then. So I don't know. I spoke to Devin Larratt this morning, and he was certainly, we were talking about both being at King of the Table 4 and looking forward to it, and we're talking about things. So it's my understanding. Also, when I spoke to Don, the CEO of Core Sports, just 2 days ago as well, there was still language back and forth from him and that saying, we'll be seeing you at King of the Table 4. So as far as I know, I'm going to King of the Table 4. Look, if RBJ pulls out of King of the Table 4, I will just pick another opponent. If that man won't face me for whatever reason, be it personal and valid reasons, fair enough, or be it he's nervous and scared, whatever. If he pulls out again on King of the Table 4, I'll say, give me Bojidar or something like that, whatever. If we haven't come
just
up to
give
that
him
point.
something. The man is walking around his house and he is like a crack or ready for the next hit. He's just walking around. This is how Ryan waves to people now, just in case he can finally have a match. He's like, hi, how are you? How are you?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
There. It is frustrating. But while we are here, of course, King of the Table 3, the match that you were supposed to be a headline act in, and as of course, like a folded chair, it just all fell through. It's no good there. But I've put a poll up because we will talk about our first match. And if we can just show people, first match we're going to have a quick chat about is the most exciting, one of the most exciting amateur matches going around.
For me, this is the match I'm actually most looking forward to this match. If I voted in the poll, I would have voted for this match as the one I'm most looking forward to. I think it's interesting, and I think there's a lot in this one. Larry needs a win. Khaled's one of those genetic freaks that just has everything right there at his fingertips. And I hear rumors. I hear the grapevine. This is why Devin called me this morning to say, "What have you heard about this? Is this happening?" But I've heard rumors that the auto strap after 30 seconds rule has been put to bed.
Gone. G-O-R-N, Ryan. It is gone.
If that is the case, not only will Devin Larratt have to refund every single friggin' bet on arm bets, which will piss him off. So maybe the rule won't be gone because Devin's very influential. Because think about that. Literally every bet up until now has been under the presumption that Larry's getting straps. He just has to scratch his nose and get straps. Every bet will have to be binned if that is the case. So, because it clearly favors Khaled, doesn't it? I mean, that man outside of straps, he's a dinner plate for a hand, and he's got strength to set grip world records just straight off the bat. Larry will struggle to slip that man if that is the case.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's of course they've changed the rules to suit Larry. He's a big influence in order for all of this to go his way. You know, that's if you go to run an event. For me, this match has the most X factor about it, the more unknown. I mean, when Khaled's not knocking people out or kicking them in the head, has he? I don't think he's been doing any sorts of arm wrestling training or anything like that. But yeah, the unknown of Khaled, and then of course, has Larry learnt? I mean, he's had the best teachers in the world constantly, but still falls to pieces at the table. We've all been there. Happened to me just last weekend. But it's just, I like the X factor about it, the unknown, but will it be a good match?
Well, to me, Khaled's actually got a very high level, base level of instincts when it comes to arm wrestling. When you watch it, he's never, Khaled's someone who goes around. I've heard a lot of people say of Khaled that he's never arm wrestled before, or this is his first time picking up the inch dumbbell, or he's always doing things for the first time. What I think that translates to is that he's never dedicated himself to it. He's arm wrestled before in years gone by and ran him one here and there, but he's never dedicated. He's never cared about arm wrestling enough to actually want to perfect it, man. But he has very sharp instincts. If you watch the way he moves, his intuition, his hand control and awareness, his ability to commit shoulder at the right time to protect center, to keep on someone's pronation. He does all those things very instinctually. So I think Khaled is a very good arm wrestler underneath. He just needs to bring it to life. I think he's a better on a technical, instinctive level. I think he's better than Larry. But Larry, as you said, he's a product of amazing coaches over the last 2 years. He's building that story. He's building that. But Larry, I fear for him that he's still stuck in moves. He's still stuck in.
Yes.
I'm predecided moves.
Origato, Mr.
That he's going to execute. Where Khaled will feel and just go where it feels. So I think that favors Khaled straight away on that instinctiveness, especially out of straps, because Larry is going to struggle if it's not in straps. In straps, I think Larry had the strength to do it. But Larry, when he gets caught up in that big, giant hand, that epic, strong hand that Khaled possesses, Larry's going to panic. He will panic. And when he panics, he's either going to just get pinned or he's going to foul horribly and they're going to make him restart again. Now, the worst way to lose in arm wrestling is to be fouled out whilst trying to slip, like way off the back, trying to run and all that. You feel like an idiot. You're embarrassed that you just did it on camera. The world's watching. You feel stupid, and you wish you never did it. Larry needs to. I hope Larry has been coached on how to slip, the options that he has, because if that intuition isn't there, he's in trouble. I'm seeing 6-0 to Khaled.
Oh, wow.
Because of the no
I was going to hold off on your tip there for a moment, but that is okay. Just checking everyone's comments. Wattwall's popping in and out. He says all the cool kids are over having a beer with Evan. That is fine. Just make sure you come back and say g'day. 6-0 Khaled. Is that official?
Yeah, if the auto strap rule's gone, I don't think Larry has the intuition to get out of Khaled's hand without fouling. He doesn't have the intuition to get out, but does he have the intuition to keep fooling around and make Bill go? And we'll go to a ref grip and able to. That's the word on the strip is there's no auto strap, so he will have to legitimately slip. That Bill will start the match out of straps. If he has to take it to a ref grip and start it, he will. But from there, Khaled's in control. He really is. I can't see Larry being strong enough to force a hook outside of straps against Khaled. I just can't see it. So he needs to slip. I mean, I in my live when I analyzed this, I tried to. I don't know. There's a lot of people in Larry's corner when it comes to coaches and helping him out. But if Larry happens to watch this video, for me, Larry must take a deep grip. He must take a deep grip, and he must genuinely threaten Khaled with all the bicep strength that Larry has. And look, Khaled will be able to contain that because Khaled's hand is epic. But he needs to convince Khaled that that's where he's going. He's going with a back pressure, rising opportunity. Now, as soon as he gets up to 100% in his bicep and his wrist, Larry's got two choices. Larry can either just suddenly dump and turn his pronation down, where you don't go sideways, you just go straight back, and in Devin Larratt style, just dump your pronation, literally aggressively cup downward and pronate. Just whoop, one of them. You can get out quickly if you do that well, Larry. The other alternative is same strategy, up like that, and then literally relax your wrist entirely and flop press directly down.
That's where I'm going.
He has those two options, but he has to. The only way they will work is if he genuinely red lines and shows genuine threat to Khaled, and Khaled has to actually put some effort into holding on. Because if Khaled's relaxed and he feels a slip is being looked for from Larry, he'll just control it, block, and laugh, and it'll look terrible. So, Larry, please do one of those two things.
Round one, Larry will test hook on hook outside of the strap. And then from there, he'll sit there and he'll text you in between rounds and say, Ryan, what do I do?
Do you think Larry can force a hook out in round one, out of straps?
Yeah, because Khaled doesn't know how to arm wrestle. So he'll just stand there.
Khaled's got the instincts. Khaled's got the instincts. Khaled just goes like this. He just drags and just pronates.
Yeah.
And with a hand like that, Khaled may elbow foul. Khaled, if Larry comes forward, Khaled may drag and just casually elbow foul and then be like, what? I didn't elbow foul. Because I think he's very naive to the rules, naive to competition in the sense that he's very inexperienced in big match refereeing. This is probably the first of his arm wrestling matches that's truly been refereed properly and under the lights. So he may get flustered with Bill Collins calling fouls on him or saying straighten your wrist or saying webbing needs to change or something like that. Khaled doesn't have that experience. And credit to Larry, he does have more experience than that. He's definitely had more ready goes. He's definitely witnessed more ready goes as well. So he should be more confident in being able to execute that. But I think the Khaled's too strong out of straps. Really do.
There's actually, I'm going to write that down. So where's my first one? So Ryan, 6-0. I'm going to write that down.
5-0, whatever it is.
Yeah. He's just got to wipe the floor with him. Just going through some worst possible outcome from David Chapman. Says if Larry injures himself trying to slip first round. Benjamin Mack's got the same idea as me. He says, hopefully Khaled doesn't kick Larry in the face during the match. He might think it's arm wrestling X and things like that. Aussie Tanks says, no way, Larry. Well, he's got the Asian version. I think he's ordered Larry Wheels off Wish, and he's got Larry Hun, 6-zip. And the Money Slam has jumped in. Marcus Thompson goes, all joking aside, Bill needs to strap Khaled's feet to the ground. That is right, because there will be no kicking going
He's a dangerous
on.
man,
Khaled. And we all joke around, but like someone like Marcus, someone like myself who's been in the mixed martial arts world, it's like I'm trying to coerce it so the arm wrestling world understands. Because I've had heaps of people go, oh, Ozzy, he made a mistake. And I'm like, yeah, well, Ryan Bowen made a prediction about 6-0 Devin Larry. And we knew why he made that prediction, and you still hang shit on him. So don't worry about Khaled made a mistake. He kicked a man while he was down and in the head. It is like the ultimate no. The ultimate no. It's like when Ryan, you have a new person come that's never arm wrestled and you straight side pressure and rip their arm off straight away. It's like the ultimate no. It was the worst thing. So I did a few polls on this one. Currently, 29 votes in our poll on YouTube. 66% think the wheels are in motion, and Larry Wheels is going to win. On Instagram, I had 318 votes to Larry, 266 to Khaled, which was a 54, 46%, and then 245 votes on YouTube. And 69% are going to Larry. So a lot of the people.
Well, I was the same way with Larry when the strap was auto strap and it was just 30 seconds of scratching nose. I was thinking, Larry will get the job done comfortably. But yeah, it's all changed now. And but this is all pending still. Is this true? These rumors, are they true? Devin Larratt rang me this morning saying, "What the fuck's going on with these? Is this happening? Seriously?" He was pissed. Because he'll have to refund, like I say, every single bet that's been made on every single match because the rules have changed. So that's not good.
It's it's bloody ridiculous what is going on. We're getting a running score from White Wolf. 77-41. Beerman leads Aussie. Ryan is dragging him down. Yeah, well, I think Ryan would whoop us all if he didn't come on our channel and did his own King of the Tables prediction. So I think you're off the mark there, White Wolf, you big ledge. My big thing before I want to know if it's the strap rule and things like that. Before, I'll still give a prediction. But my question for you, Ryan, before we move on to the next match. If your prediction is true and it's an absolute whitewash, Khaled gets the broom out, and it's a sweep, 6-0. Is that it for super matches for Larry on all of these King of the Tables, or will we just still be interested in them because it's Larry Wheels?
It'll be hard for Larry. Every loss has been hard for Larry, and I think this one will be even worse. If he gets mopped out of straps, he'll feel real down. But Larry loves strength. Larry loves arm wrestling. Larry won't stop. And because Larry's so inherently linked to this promotion, he'll be back and he'll keep going. He'll keep going. Look, we all know jumping in the deep end and taking losses is what makes you grow most. So I know Larry's thinking long game. Larry's thinking less about what he can achieve in 3 months, more about what he can achieve in 10 years. So he'll be fine. There will come a season in Larry Wheels where we'll be all remember that first 2 years, Larry, where you could not win anything. And it took you all that time. And now here you are as one of the best arm wrestlers in the world. I hope we get to that point. And so I don't think that Larry will disappear if he was to lose this match at all. He'll be down, but not defeated.
Yeah, of course not. He's massive on all of that. And I want him. I said it after the last time he lost, and the comment was in here. Yeah, Coach Ray the Terrible. He's the same. He's like, if Larry loses, does a tournament the best thing to do next? For me, he just needs to pull properly, not pull his bodybuilders in the gym. He needs tournaments. Look, there's not many tournaments in Dubai, but maybe he spends 3 months in America if this is the avenue where he wants to go.
The thing is, you got to recognize that there's two parallel realities somewhat for Larry Wheels. One is his own arm wrestling growth, and the other is Larry's business and his arm wrestling brand, King of the Table. Larry will always put himself on a card. He just will. It's like I will always endeavor to put myself on an Arm Fights Unleashed card. It just makes sense. It's easy to do. And it gives you an opportunity. So I don't think Larry will ever really take to heart and consider his arm wrestling career suffering if he takes losses in super matches. I do agree wholeheartedly that Larry, the arm wrestler, needs to experience as many ready goes as possible. I say that to all new guys. Focus. Your first 5 years should just be about getting as many official starts as you possibly can. Try to beat everyone in your country on starts. Have more starts than anyone, and that will progress you more than anything else. So Larry should pull tournaments. Yeah, he should. And Larry can still. Larry's social media machine could film his experience in a tournament, and we'd all love watching it, even if he is losing to the mid-pack guy. Whatever, that's cool. We'll see that growth, but Larry will keep doing the super matches regardless because of the King of the Table brand. And but yeah, he definitely does need to go and hit some tournaments as well. Larry, you should come down for Over the Top in April, Australia. Larry.
Yeah. Oh, that would be amazing if you come over. Larry, my advice to you, get the inner 12 to 14-year-old boy in you. And when you realized your willy wasn't just for pissing out of, and pull. Any chance you can pull at a tournament, get in there. Everyone's...
I know for a fact I've had more ready goes than anyone in Australia. I know.
That is true. That is on the record. You
can check it on the Australian arm wrestling rankings. It's like my right arm has had something like official ready goes, 570 ready goes or something like that in Australia. So.
Oh, okay. Now, I think out of straps, Larry Wheels wins. In the strap. No. Out of straps, Carlin wins. In the strap, Larry Wheels wins. 100%. And then I'll find out on the day. So let's move on to the next match where we have here. Let's get this one up on the screen. We've got Jacked Jesus versus the Italian Sausage. We've got Bortilato versus Hermes Gasparini. And has it even been? This is a left arm match, isn't it?
It's a left arm. It is left arm.
It is a left arm. A left arm. I saw these two pull right arm this morning, and Bortilato has nothing for Hermes. Hermes was treating him. Yeah, it's on Hermes' channel. Hermes is so much better when he's laughing and up and about. I love that Italian Sausage when he's up and about like that. I've put the poll in the chat. You dead set legends. Make sure you get yourself voting in there and let Ryan and I think who is going to win this one. And of course, it is a left arm fuckery. The Aussie arm wrestler's favorite left arm is the only arm. And just quickly, White Wolf, Marcus Thompson, it looks like your tag team is arguing about themselves. White Wolf trying to recruit everyone over to Evan's channel. Tell them all I said g'day and I'll join them a bit later on. But yeah, so it's all going good in the comments. Right. Left arm matchup. Italian Sausage, Jack Jesus. After seeing them two stand next to each other today, and just watching, and when you're at that level of arm wrestling, your arms are different. You know, some people, you know, your left is much more worse than your right, and you take that. I mean, you experienced it when you pulled Chan Shaw. Everyone saw you pull your left hand, and everyone got off you. And then, if my research does me right, you beat Florida after that, the whole state. So, which upset a few people, which was awesome, by the way. Now, that I can sometimes get sucked into all of that, and just seeing them next to each other. I did pick Bortilato because it's left hand, but I'm slowly smelling the Italian sausage on the barbecue, and I'm slowly.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you in that if this match scares me more than any of them, in the sense of I don't know what's going to happen, and I'm scared because I want to see a war. I want to see Bortilato be right there. I'd love to see Bortilato win. I'd pick him in terms of who I want to win. I'd love to see because his energy is awesome. He's got so much heart, but there's a big part of me that's just like, oh man, Hermes is going to rip his arm off. Hermes is just going to have way too much back pressure in hand, and he's just going to separate Bortilato. Interestingly, Neil Pickup, he was on my live last night when I was talking about this match, and Neil Pickup shared a comment that I thought, oh, that's fascinating. Historically, Bortilato does incredibly well against outside pullers. Historically, incredibly well against outside pullers. And historically, he only tends to lose to people that have significantly superior inside power. Now, that's not Hermes Gasparini. Hermes does not fit that description. If it goes into hook, Hermes loses this match. But Hermes is ultra top roll, isn't he? His back pressure is massive. The evolution of Hermes into this 130 kilo monster is something special, and his hand seems to have matched all that back pressure as well. So I'm scared for Bortilato. I really am. I want this to be a match. I'm fearful of it being flash pins to Hermes. I'm hoping that the press. I'm hoping that somehow the earthquake can happen and he can get that in his favor. Lagia reckons Hermes can hook left too. Nowhere near to the standard of Bortilato, in my opinion. Nowhere near.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like the data shows that Bortilato is a left arm fuckery. He's all about it. So of course he would have, almost had a head start when it came to training for this match. And this match was announced, and Hermes Gasparini is just wanting to pin anyone and everyone. And it really doesn't matter who I pick, because if history shows, if I pick against Hermes, he wins. If I pick Hermes, he loses. Now the streak ended at the last East versus West. But if you go back to the first one, I was all about Matt Mask. And then he went bang. Then I was
You're all about Hermes, and Kadetcha went bang.
Then I was on him against Kadetcha. Kadetcha flogged him, just bent him over and just gave him a smacking. And then it was king of the table. Oh, Gennady, too big, too strong. Gennady's the fucking man. And then Hermes went bang. I think he's purposely out against the Aussie arm wrestler. So it's good. Here we go. We've got a challenge set from Marcus Thompson. You dead set ledge. He goes, Ryan, I jumped on the Evan's show and sent him a super chat to say you would pull him at King of the Table 4. He really believes it and accepts. Make it happen. Fans want it.
I think that would be a very, very special match for King of the Table. I think that'd be a fantastic match. I would love it. Like I said, RVJ has the ticket stub at the moment. But I don't know. I honestly don't know where RVJ's at. I don't know whether he's going to follow through with it or not. But King of the Table 4, from the Core Sports side of things, they're certain that is there on the table. And if, like what happened in King of the Table 3 happens again, they will offer me an alternate opponent. And if they ask, who do you want, Evan, I promise you I will say your name first before anyone's.
There you go. It's the two live shows just challenging each other. This is amazing. This is what we want, though. This is and don't turn any of the words everyone out there, these two kind of like each other, and they just both want matches. Evan had a good win against the Yannickosaurus on the weekend. And of course, Ryan pinned Evan 15 years ago, and that footage is still
on his home court.
circulating.
Well, let's be honest. I will kick his ass. It will be worse than last time by a big margin. It'll be bad. It'll be real bad. Oh,
Ryan Bowen has just gone
he is someone that I know can take all the insults. I will utterly put him in a position where he can't do a thing, and I will tease him, and I'll laugh at him, and I'll remind him of bottom 8, and I'll send him back to Canada with the tail between his legs. I would just have so much fun with that match. So much fun.
The toying, the dangling, the carrot is there. And now a part of us, although a lot of us do love RVJ, a part of us is kind of hoping the RVJ match falls through now, because we would like to see this rivalry heat up. That would be really interesting. And then from there, like how good would that be? And I think a lot of people are leaving the channel now and they're quickly going over to see Evan's reply. So once Evan replies, everyone come back and let us know what's going on. But you are here with Ryan Blue Bowen, and even though he's throwing out challenges left, right, and center, we are going through the matches at King of the Table. And so far we've got Bortilato at 57% on YouTube. According to my Instagram, huge difference for Hermes. Hermes had 439 votes to 176. So Hermes 70% to 30%. And he was winning the YouTube votes after 241 votes, 60% to 40%. So depending on where you are.
I'm in the Hermes camp. I'm in the Hermes camp. If I'm betting on this one, I think it's about a 50% likelihood of it being a dominant victory to Hermes. I think it's a 40% likelihood of it being a battle and Hermes wins it, and I think it's a 10% chance of it being a battle and Bortilato wins it.
Yeah,
that's my gut feel. That's my gut feel.
I was Wagner. I was like, you jacked son of a gun. And then after seeing some footage this morning, I was like, oh.
I need to go see that. I haven't seen it.
Oh shit!
You said it's on Hermes' Instagram.
No, hang on. If I go
Hermes.
Let's have see if I can find his channel.
I see him standing next to each other on Instagram, but no video.
Nah, yeah, look, alrighty. So if I do this, I'm sure he won't mind.
This is good. I'm excited here. We're about to see it by the sounds of it. As Jake works his magic, he's got the fingers going here. Aussie arm wrestler, not just good on the left arm, but good with the fingers too, it seems. About to bring up Hermes Gasparini and Wagner Bortilato. Bit of pre-game antics. Oh, look at that. Oh.
Do you see, like, he's just doing their own thing, and then...
Oh, look at that containment. Oh, look at that. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, wow. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, okay.
And Bortilato's left arm doesn't as big.
Hermes is a right arm dominant guy. He is by about a 10% factor. And it's probably the other way for Wagner. He's probably a 10% dominant lefty. But oh no.
Yep.
That's not looking good for
Wagner.
Oh no.
So I was like, oh goddamn. Oh yeah.
Yeah, well. Okay.
Yeah, ridiculous. We're going to do all the predictions first, and then we'll come over. That's okay if he says we suck. I didn't know he was live at the same time. He says, Evan says you guys suck and that anyone over here should come over to his live unless you're going to bed like ambient white noise to help you get to sleep. Oh, well, if he's trying to get you people to poach people from my channel, that ain't cool. I still love him, but yeah. Anyway, beautiful. So, after seeing that footage that we just showed, I'm sure Hermes doesn't mind, probably doesn't even know who I am. Yeah, I think I've been sucked in. I've been sucked into the Hermes vortex, and I just might have to change my tip
Mm.
and
Yeah, I'm
go
still. Oh
Hermes.
yeah. I still want Wagner to make this a match, and I'd love it. He might win on pure heart alone. To quote Sharon Remmers on my live last night, he's like, it might have to come to that. It might have to just come to pure heart, kind of like he didn't. If you remember round 3 against Devin Larratt, the press got in, and Devin shook his head and smiled like it's all good, and then he just kept on going, and sure enough, he inevitably pinned Devin. So. Maybe there's a hope. I hope we're all wrong, and I hope it's a freaking screamer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And King Chili, finally, someone in the chat talking some sense, says you guys should be the live commentators for King of the Table matches. Yes. There's no other if ways about it. Yes, we should be. I don't know how much more I can agree with this comment.
I think it's inevitable. I think things like this are inevitable, Jake. Once this world opens up and travel is a possibility, once again, I think it's inevitable that you and I are sitting side by side in a commentary sense. There's some pretty big things to come.
Oh, absolutely. And Thomas says, Evan is talking a bunch of trash on his channel. Show the footage of Evan losing. Over here, the traffic is always less because we always take the high road over here, and I can't be bothered bringing it up. So that's fine by me. He can talk all of he likes. I like Evan, but can't be bothered. All righty. So, yeah, I'm 50-50. You're leaning towards who for that matchup?
Oh, Hermes.
Hermes? Okay, let's get the next matchup, and it is Queen of the Table. Here we go.
Match.
Queen of the Table.
Levan v. Devon of female arm wrestling right here.
Yeah, the 415-time WAF World Champion, Gabriela Vasconcelos, taking on arguably the most popular arm wrestler in the world. Probably second or third. You know, you've got Devin. Yeah. Devin's probably number one.
I think she's definitely number one when it comes to females. That's for sure. She's incredibly influential. She's got 1 million fans around the world. Inside arm wrestling, outside of arm wrestling. She is a big player in the world of arm wrestling. Is Sarah Oliver, formerly Sarah Bachman, as we all know. This match for me is a really awesome one. White Wolf there. He says he's just messing with you, Jake. He didn't say that.
White Wolf's the star. No, White Wolf's the star. I love it when he comes in. Imagine me getting upset about banter and things like that. No, White Wolf. I know. Every time you jump on White Wolf, don't worry. I don't take anything seriously. You're a dead set legend, mate. Don't worry about it. And you and Marcus will come on the show soon. I know. I know what is going on and what is true and what isn't from there.
But yeah, man, this match with Sarah and Gabby, I think that these two women, there's a lot still to be told in this story. Of course, what happened in the WAL looked like a very, very dominant one-way street. Gabriela Vasconcelos taking it, but what everyone needs to be very clear about is that the injury that happened to Sarah on that day happened in round 1.
Yes,
it happened in the very first pull of round 1. Okay, and if you look at that round 1. Gabriela Vasconcelos uses that 6x8 pad. She drags not only to the back of the pad, but off the back of the pad. She's inevitably elbow fouled, and they redo the round. So she drags a long way back. Gabriela Vasconcelos loses her hand. She keeps a pronation through her thumb, but she loses her wrist. Sarah has hand control and the stop when it happens. And the injury happens there, and Sarah loses all ability to go sideways from then on. And then it is just one-way traffic. So the only round that we have a genuine data to draw from for me is that very first start. And I saw hand control from Sarah, and I saw side pressure dominance from Gabby. Now, if we make it a 6x6 pad instead of a 6x8 pad, the drag is not going to happen as much. So if Sarah still gets that hand control, the side pressure is not going to be as significant as it was because of the limitation of the pad, and there's going to be a stop. Just like we saw a stop, this one, it'll be a higher stop. So there will be a stop. Then we have to ask the question, what happens from there? Both these women are in amazing form. We know the consistency of Gabby is unrelenting. 32-time WAF world champion. She's the John Brzenko female arm wrestling. And then you got Sarah, who is just truly one of the most gifted athletes in female sport. And she's more motivated than she's ever been. She's been training consistently since coming back from the injury. This has been the match that she wants to rectify history on. She believes she can do it. And look, this is a match. Do not for one moment think that this is a one-way street like it's going to be. This one's going to be close. Could go either way.
Oh, sorry, mate. I've just got to take this. Hello? Yeah. I'll let Ryan. I'll let him know. Yeah, I can't believe you said that either. Gabby smashes Sarah. Gabby smashes Sarah. I know Sarah's coming in at 80 kilos, and the X factor of Sarah, of the unknown, has this newfound fitness strength. Can it turn into arm wrestling? And she wants to avenge the WAL loss that has been talking about forever. But you are talking about a 32-time world champion. Do not let Sarah's beauty blind you. It is Gabriella, and you're talking about pads when it comes to women. Come on now, mate. Come on now. I thought you were a bit better than that. Thought you were a bit more classier than that, mate. You're 32 time, and you're worried about the size of the pads. And she pulls off left pads all the time.
This is a match I'll bet you a beer on. I'll bet you a beer on the shout of the beer at over the top on this one. The bet is I say Sarah wins this 3-2, and you're clearly taking Gabby, yeah?
I cannot do it when someone fills me, and I will be at the bar and they'll say, Aussie arm wrestler, what do you like? And I'll say, just give me a pint of that freshly poured, beautiful beer. And then they'll say to me, oh, that's $12. And I'll be like, my man is paying for that one. My man owes me a beer at Over the Top. Absolutely. The bet is on. Make sure you're in the polls, having a vote at the moment, because I believe Gabriella is winning. I didn't see how much Gabby weighed in. I'm going to set the alarm and watch the press conference live, which is good, and it's all going. See, this is when people are commenting about looks first, arm wrestling second, you know that she's in a bit of trouble. She gets the right photo angles, and she's looking thick, looking very strong.
I've arm wrestled Sarah. I haven't arm wrestled Gabby. Sarah's strong. I promise you, Sarah's really arm wrestling strong. And her back pressure, pronation style that she's got, all that gym work that she's been doing, she's I think she's going to be in the best shape she's been. And like I said, historically, these ladies are close. They really are. So, yeah, you just watch, Jakey boy. You just watch. This one's going down to the wire. And I think the person who I think this one goes down to the wire. It's going to be 2-2. It's going to be fifth round, and the winner is going to be the person who is brave enough to get it. There's going to be a lot of nervous tension in that, and I think the pressure on Gabby will be a greater weight of nerves to handle than the excitement that Sarah is going to be like one more for this win. I think it's going to come down to the wire, mental edge. I give it to Sarah. Just
for the first time in my life, I've regretted inviting you onto the show. I was just like, I finally copped it. No. Everything I will counter for. You're worried about the moment. She pulled live on ESPN and got the job done. I was able to have Gabby on the podcast about a year ago, and she said all the pressure of this match she put on herself, and she would train when she wasn't supposed to train and kept training and training and training and training. Bang. I am, I'm on Team Gabby. But what I do love, even though I am shit steering you, Ryan, I love that we are both looking at the same match and have the complete opposite. And that's what's good about this sport. Before everyone, not so much all my live legends, but most of the people in the comments like, you're an idiot, Abby. How can you pick that? You're an idiot. But man, we just all love
What's the name of that character you've got? What's his name?
Gilbert.
Just doing Gilbert, man, I love Gilbert. You got to bring more Gilbert back. Put some YouTube reels up or something of Gilbert, please. I love that dude. He's awesome.
Gilbert, he keeps paying money to come on my live streams and just absolutely troll me. He finds all these comments and sticks up for the people on the internet. Yeah, Gilbert's he's one weird dude. It's sitting there. John reckons, he goes, I hope you're right, Ryan. I'd love to see Sarah do this. Enjoy your beer. Yeah,
you,
wow. John,
yeah.
I'm going to have an extra sweet sip just for you for that one. No, that's good. Dick Brown says Sarah needs to go to the straps to have a chance.
Look, I want to disagree with that as well. When you look at the again rounds 3, or it starts number 3 and 4 in that WL match, Sarah had no side pressure. Gabby was able to pin Sarah out of straps because she had no side pressure, and just with hand control and rising pressure, she was still able to do something. There's no way Gabby's holding on to Sarah outside the straps. I don't think that either of these ladies can pin each other without the strap. I don't think so. Not going to happen. I'd bet $100 on that right now that round 1 goes to straps, because there is no way these ladies are holding on to each other. No way.
We're just getting an update on the other channel from the Money Slam. He says, Evan really cracking. Like,
there we go. That's just like he will if we ever face again. He will just crack under the pressure. He won't want to be there. He'll run for the hills. He'll just want to hide.
And Marcus Thompson's tag team partner, the White Wolf. He says, Jake, I can't friggin' believe that you aren't announcing King of the Table 3, 4, and 5, etc. I like Ray, but listening to his monotone voice, all the Z's. I can tell you 100%, guys, why I am not, 2 reasons why I'm not calling King of the Table. 1, can't get there at the moment. Ryan and I sit in the same boat. We won't go too much into that. As you say, pure bloods. 2, yes, my loyal people, you guys are amazing. You love the ready bangs. You love the puns. You love that I have a little bit of knowledge. You love that I work well with Ryan. I can be the color, Ryan, the play-by-play, and a flip of a hat, we just switch. It just rolls. It just works. Where my weakness is where they sit there and go, okay, we'll have Neil pick up, arguably the greatest commentator of all time, and I'm with that. And then they're like, do we want this dude that's doing pretty good on YouTube? You know, I don't have the astronomical numbers yet. Or do we want a 10-time world champion to give the analysis? Or do we want, we can have a 10-time world champion and a bigger YouTube following than this guy. White Wolf, I am all over you. That's just my weakness at the moment. But people,
if I could design the perfect, this is Ryan Bowen's choice of commentary team, production team, analysis team for the complete event and complete show that's going to be delivered perfectly, right? I have Neil Pickup as the ring announcer and MC for the live people in this packed out stadium. Neil Pickup is on the mic. I have you and myself commentating the matches. I have Coach Ray. I have Pradeep Singh, and I have John Brzenk as the post-match analysis guys. That's the team I'd pick right there. That's how I would run. Oh, Uncle John, and put Uncle John in there in that post-match analysis as well. Actually, no, Uncle John in the pre-match conversation, the pre-event conversations.
And I wouldn't mind. I could see a bit of if I'm going to alter around with that team. Love Neil introducing the athletes to the table. From there, you and I calling the action. I would love a roaming Uncle John. I think Uncle John would be perfect. And it's like, hang on, Ryan, we've got Uncle John in the back. He's with the competitors, and he's with Sarah Backman right now.
Yeah.
John, and then Uncle John.
I'm getting shivers down my spine thinking about it. I literally am.
I think John would kill that. And I could easily swap with John. I think John could be good on the microphone.
You look at someone like Coach Ray. One thing that Coach Ray does really well is Coach Ray knows everybody. He knows if you ask him about a European arm wrestler that we struggle to pronounce the name of, Coach Ray will tell you where he was born, what street he grew up on, how long he's been arm wrestling, the intricacies of his style, and everything. So everyone has their strengths. Like Pradeep Singh, I rate Pradeep Singh's ability to just deliver the facts and here's what's going on and lets you make the decision. I like Pradeep's counterbalance to opinionated style commentary as well. So everyone has their strength, and yeah, it's an awesome commentary for the whole sport.
I could see Pradeep being a strong producer. So, like, if we're sitting there and you and I are shooting the action and we need some proper stats, I could hear Pradeep in my ear going, right, Jake, Sarah and Gabby have pulled 20 times and things like that, because he just knows it all. King Chile says, you, Ryan, and Neil. That would be epic. I hope I'm the you. But thank you very much. White Wolf, I'm tuning in and listening to your commentary while muting the live king of the table. I'd rather listen to you than 100-time world champion Darth Vader. John says, look, everything sounds better with an Aussie accent. End of story. And everyone's just agreeing with it all. Devon's Forearms jumped in and just said, Ryan, do you want a left or right arm match with Beer Man, King of the Table 4? Guys, they would that's going to be either King of the Table 5 or a headline act at arm fights. Arm fights, which
no way would it be left. There's no way I'm pulling left, Evan. No.
Evan wins left arm. Not a problem. The Money Slam has come in and he says, Ryan, he was told you'll out-talk him and out-drink him. Even got more annoyed about the drinking comment. Laugh out loud. This, for me, would be the best build-up to the pay-per-view ever. I would have a crack at out-drinking Evan. I don't think I would get close.
I wouldn't dare try to out-drink Evan. I've seen that. When I beat Evan in Canada, it was about 10 minutes after the tournament had finished, and I was still buzzing, and Evan was out the back, having a cigarette, just cooling down and everything. You know what Evan does? I walked out there, and you might need to correct me on the WWE terminology, but he suplexes me in the car park.
Yes,
he literally suplexed me. I couldn't believe it. He just grabbed me. What the hell is going on? So I don't need to engage in any drinking contest because getting suplexed by Evan, even though he did put me down gracefully, he clearly knows how to wrestle in terms of not hurting someone. It was on the gravel car park. I'm not keen to do it again.
No. Evan's definitely dabbled in some WWE wrestling in the past, like I have. So we've had some interesting conversations about that. Thank you very much, Money Slam. Dana McWhite has jumped in and said, Beer Man said you're 0-2 and stop running your mouth. Beer Man is the A side and you're the B side. You can't even get a match.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think Marcus Thompson's right when he said this would be the best build-up possible, because Evan and I will not hold back in throwing shit at each other. But it's done in a way. It's different. Unlike the RVJ shit talk, which had genuine bad blood between us. There's no bad blood between me and Evan. We just think each other are terrible, and we're at arm wrestling, and we think we're going to win easy. So there would be a lot of fun, and yeah, we would throw a lot of shit at each other.
I would get Evan over at least 2 weeks beforehand if it's at an arm fight, and then I would be hosting you to do anything. So I'd be like, leading up to this match, we've got Ryan versus Evan, rock, paper, scissors. Who's going to get the mental edge? Oh, we're going to have a game of table tennis. And
beach sprint,
like
anything. Who wants to see Evan in a beach sprint?
So it's amazing. 64. Oh, yeah. So off all my stats, 64% of people in the chat, 66%, sorry, say Gabby wins that one. It was more even on Instagram, 58% to 42%, 295 votes going to Gabby, 216 going to Sarah. And then out of 207 votes on the YouTube, 70% are saying Gabby. And then, of course, let's get a poll for our main event. Who wins?
Dave,
Dave, and
can I make a prediction on the prediction result? I'm going to say that 67% are going to say KOTT.
Oh, 67.
67% are going to say KOTT.
All righty. So then let's get them up on the screen to show everyone what we are talking about here in this one. We're going to be excited. Dave, versus Alex. Who wins? I'll quickly punch out the stats, Ryan, before you break it down and we have a chat about it. On Instagram, 359 people said Alex Kadecha wins to Dave Chafee's 188, which is 66 to 34, which is almost your 67. And then on YouTube, 205 votes. We had 60% going for Alex Kadecha. And then everyone get the votes happening at the moment. We would absolutely love it. Let me just get this picture out the way. Big match. Does the taking this match last minute, does that go for or against Dave Chafee?
I don't think it matters too much for David. He's been such a consistent player at the top level of arm wrestling for a long time. I think he's always essentially in good shape. I think he was in the season where he was expecting a big match, so I don't think that this one is a problem in terms of that last minute. For Alex Kadecha, obviously he was preparing for Vitaly Laletin, but now Dave Chafee, a very different style of arm wrestler, so he will have had to have changed what he was focusing on. But that said, Alex is on such a tear right now with his progress in the sport that he's become one of the favorites to be the first person to beat Levant in the world of arm wrestling. We see his trajectory as that of one that can take him to the number one rank in the world. He's a giant 6'8", and he's built bigger than anyone in arm wrestling. So that in itself is a promising thing for Alex Kadecha. He's showing that he's developing in his style and his conditioning across the board. Maybe it's time that he can beat Dave. This for me is actually an awesome match because this does tell us a lot about Kadecha. I think that Kadecha is deservedly the favorite, but I see problems for him in the match as well. And the problems stem from when I look back at the way that Kadecha dealt with Ongabayev and Krasimir Kostadinov. He lost to those gentlemen 3-2, both of them. He took both of those guys' wrists in pretty much all rounds. But he has a problem finishing when he is fully pronated. His side pressure, once he's fully pronated, is lacking relative to his opponents. And both the fact that Krasimir and Ongabayev were able to lose their wrist and still defend and ultimately bleed the bicep out of Kadecha is a problem for me. Obviously, Kadecha's progressed a lot since then, but Chafee is a much stronger human than Ongabayev or Krasimir. So I see that's how the match goes. I see the match that really gets interesting when Kadecha takes the wrist of Dave Chafee, which I think will happen. And then what happens? Can he just pin? The one thing on Kadecha's side is that Dave Chafee is not a particularly intuitive arm wrestler from a position like that, but he is a strong human. So there's a part of me that's like, oh, maybe Dave Chafee won't be able to dig out technically from there, like the highly technical Krasimir Kostadinov or Ongabayev. But I think the match is going to go that way. I think it's going to be big levering top roll. It's probably going to crack the wrist slightly on Dave. If Dave drives, he won't get too far, and there'll be a stop and maybe an open arm top roll from Kadecha, stopping him with hand control on top. And then Kadecha is going to try to transition to the press. Can he transition to the press will be the determining factor, or will Dave Chafee be able to keep him away and ultimately get the win?
There will be a press. There will be a press round 2 or 3, but it will come from Dave Chafington Esquire Jr. the third. That's where I see the press going. Because
what are you smoking?
Mate,
Aussie arm wrestler.
I'm telling you, right.
What are you smoking? You know that Dave Chafee and Todd Hutchins don't possess presses. You know that, right?
I'm looking into the crystal ball, and I see Alex Kadecha leaning back. He gets in that banana lounge, as you said. He pulls back, pronates over, and he separates himself from the table. Now, I think Dave Chafee.
You're crazy, Jake. I'm calling you out on this one. You're crazy. You're flat out crazy. I will give you 3 beers if Chafee presses Kadecha. 3 beers. At any point in time.
I think Dave will learn from that King's move at WAL, and he's going to hold him.
He certainly didn't press Devon, did he? He tried to out King's move Devon. When he couldn't get that last inch, he just went lower himself. There's no, I've never seen it. Look, if Dave is evolved, it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. But if he comes in with a press on Kadecha, I will be stunned.
It won't be flop wrist.
Guys, let us know in the comments. Is Jake Ward crazy or what? Jake Ward's crazy, I'm sure, on this one.
Give us, is the Aussie arm wrestler crazy? Give me a 1 for yes, 2 for no. Get it all in the comments because we've got a poll going. We'll get to you, King Chili, in the moment because Ryan hasn't competitively pulled Todd, but they've spent some time together. Todd was here in Australia.
Just
Marcus
type in
Thompson,
Ryan Bowen, Todd Hutchins. There's videos out there.
Yeah. Only press I know is his shirt press. That's right.
Exactly.
The iron will get out and some press action will happen. And you, to your comment before, Marcus Thompson, Alex Kadetcha is just one ripper of a person to the point where I almost got him to bet his ponytail when he came on the show against Hermes Gasparini. I said he had to cut it off if Hermes won. So if you can all thank me for the extra motivation. That's probably why Hermes hates me. One of my bangers in the house, James Statham. He's got his eyes on all the lives because he's wondering if anyone will leak out Arm Wars. But we've got another video coming out tomorrow. Bojidar Vlad Part 2. The Arm Wars videos coming out. And we just need to see more Aussies besides Jordan Davis. Wink, wink. And Arm Wars, James, as in Ryan and I, as I try and twitch my way, James O. Wink, wink. This match, I keep, I feel like I'm a fish out of water. I keep flip-flopping. I see the trajectory. I see how strong Alex is getting. I'm seeing that he's able to build and build and build on his game. And then I go back to the history of Dave Chafian, where Dave's able to move on the table because, yes, Alex is trained for the Latin and now he gets Dave. And they're two different pullers whatsoever. Leading up to the match, I see Dave feeling very uncomfortable because with WAL, as you would know, Ryan, and now with Core Sports, you got to do a lot of interviews and a lot of video shoots and all of that. And Dave doesn't like them. That's why you never see him on any shows. I was very lucky.
Somewhat like a Danny Tesh, isn't he? Very just quiet, humble, reserved, doesn't seek the limelight, but has to do it in order to be on these cards, which he obviously loves arm wrestling. So it's part of it. But yeah, I agree. Interesting. I saw these guys grip up on I think it was on the right arm too. They just gripped up for a photo shoot, whatever. But, I love to look for the smallest of clues always. And when you grip someone's hand, even if you aren't having it ready to go, where your hands end up balancing is an indicator of the strength levels. And one thing I did see straight away was in their little photo shoot grip up, Alex Kadetcha had the high ground. He had the high ground. So I think that that is an indicator that the wrist will go on Dave Chaffee. Dave Chaffee needs a real tight strap to be able to lock it down as much as possible. If the strap's too loose, Dave's in trouble. A real tight strap to assist those fingers because it looks like those big levering high ground is going to go the way of Alex Kadetcha.
Yeah, for me, it's outside of the straps. I've got probably advantage Alex. Inside of the straps, advantage Dave Chafington. White Wolf is coming. Thank you very much, White Wolf. He says, last night, AW Derek, as in Derek Smith, the big legend, was commenting that Alex uses his height to rise up and pronate over the top of his shorter opponents like Hermes. Said Alex will have a tougher time getting over him. Yeah, Dave Chaffee's no slouch. Very interesting comment there, White Wolf, from...
Yeah, it is interesting. It makes me think of a few things. The way that Dave Chaffee pulls. Dave Chaffee's an outside puller. Even though he's great in a hook, Dave's an outside puller. Dave very rarely forces top rollers into hooks. He usually just out top rolls the top roller. He just says, my hand's too strong, my back pressure's too strong, and my side pressure's mega. What are you going to do about it? And he buckles people's wrists. You don't often see Dave gripping low and forcing a top roller into a hook. So the only way this match goes hook on hook is if Alex makes the decision that he wants to get some purchase on the inside and control Dave's pronator. So I think that's a very unlikely outcome. I think that These guys are
There's no
essentially going to
hook.
try to top roll each other. And the shorter arm from Dave, the critical factor to him top rolling, it's much like when we look at the Gabby Sarah shape. Gabby being the shorter,
Gabby wins easy.
which remember Sarah wins 3-2. Gabby will lose her wrist and pin like this. That's exactly what Dave Chafee is going to attempt to do. If it doesn't work, and I can see why you say he stands up and presses, but he just doesn't possess it. That's the problem. He's going to do that, and then it's going to stop, and then a real interesting moment happens where we start to say, okay, fellas, what now? And the what nows are where it gets really interesting in this match. And I would love to see this end up in a hook in the later rounds where someone tries something different, the person who's losing. But I just don't know that Dave has the technical ability to force a hook on KOTT.
I don't think there'll be much hook action. Side pressure from Dave. Round 2 or 3, a big fat press, and then I will sit there. Actually, I'll tell you what's going to happen, Ryan. For those who don't know, Ryan and I will be calling the action on our separate channels. So no, we're not competing or anything like that. We like to share stats because we share what works for each other. Hey man, I did A, B, and C, got a few more viewers, and Ryan will share the same. But what you need to do for me, Ryan, is send me a link of your live stream, and I'll send you a link of mine to come in on the show. And when one of the things happen, either Sarah beats Gabby or Dave wins one round on a press, we have to jump into each other's live. So I'll jump in to your live and go, told ya, and then I'll kick back.
All right.
Kick back to my live. It'll be interesting. Shane Carey says, I'm complete now. This makes my night. Thank you, Shane. Whereabouts are you from? Shane Carey. And he's asking anyone in the comments, has anyone got any side bets? Ryan and I have a side bet. We're betting a beer on the Queen of the Table matchup. And Ryan's going to give me 3 beers when Dave in the second or third round presses Alex KOTT when he just smashes that Polish powerhouse. Preps for life. Z just says, just put 150 on Dave in arm bet. Wow.
Yeah.
Big money. Wow. That's good on you. Gamble responsibly, everyone. So, yeah, please gamble responsibly. Donate winnings to Ryan's Facebook fund. Yeah, we can go about that. That was just a comment from Shano with everyone thingo. John says, is laughing. He goes, laugh at that. We'll see you in Ryan's stream then. There we go. And that's the way it goes. So with this matchup, Ryan, have you got a score? Have you got a prediction?
Look, this one, I genuinely feel like whoever gets the lead is going to run away with it. So this one for me could be a 3-0 to whoever gets it. I think that it's. I only give it slightly. I'm like 55 to 60% feeling that KOTT will win this. But I do feel whoever wins round 1 wins it all. And it will do it probably 3-0. So I don't see a back and forth score in this one. I see similar lanes being used every lane, and whoever is stronger will get the momentum and run away with it.
Yeah, and it is down the middle on the old on our poll here, 50-50 down the middle on this matchup, and that's what you want for your main event. And White Wolf has jumped in. He says, to clarify, Derek said that Alex will have more difficult time. Yes, rising and pronating, of course, because on the smaller opponents, he just gets to it's almost like the Todzilla pat on the head. He just does that. And it says, over the top of him, love Dave, but Alex wins. Yeah, when we do, when we do our things, we keep forgetting because East versus West is best of 5. These are all 6-round super matches. Let me get a photo up, Ryan, and I would love to see. Let me find this photo. When I saw this posted, I was like, it's not changing my mind at all. But have a look at bloody loading. Have a look at this. That is Chance.
Chunky Shaw.
Far out.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Getting thick.
I mean, I wish I knew how to zoom in on these things. But his eyes are almost swollen over his head. Like his eyelids have almost swollen his eyes shut, and his face is almost coming right over. Chance has come prepared to make his mark on the world. Do you still think he has a chance, or do you think he's a sure thing?
He has no chance.
No chance. No.
No
We
chance.
love you, Chance. We do, mate. And I messaged you yesterday and I said this is a perfect time for you to shock the world, and good luck to you and things like that, because they're our friends at the end of the day.
Yeah,
but
you only get those shots every now and then, don't you? So yeah, go for it.
Is this too big? Because you put on weight for Lachlan, for your big super match with Lockie, and you said afterwards that you felt uncomfortable being bigger. Now, Chance was a big boy who's gotten bigger. Is this not so good?
Well, look, Chance is always progressing within himself. He's always going to be getting stronger, becoming better, more conditioned, all that sort of stuff. The experience is going to add up. Experience pulling someone like Todd is fantastic for Chance. It will help his overall story massively. He'll grow as an arm wrestler, but he's going to lose this match. He's going to lose it fairly badly, and for all the reasons that he's just not as robust as Todd. As we saw with Lachlan Adair, it's not the strength is not the issue. It's the robustness, it's the rigidity of joints, it's the integrity through positions that will be the factor here. And Todd will force a hook and it'll be over. It'll be very simple. Chance is a hugely strong athlete. And look, I expect Chance to actually come back down in weight as well. And John Brzenk made mention of this with his match against Hazemud Zaloyev. He was lighter for Zaloyev, of course, than he was for Devin Larratt. And John actually said he felt like all the strength that he put on in preparation for Devin Larratt actually put him in amazing form for when he lightened up against Zoloev. So I think that Chance's peak weight, he'll come back down, probably lose 40, 50 pounds again, and then be at a very competitive, he'll be faster, he'll be sharper, and all that sort of stuff. But as for this match, no, Chance doesn't have any hope of winning this one. Todd Hutchins is in great form. Todd Hutchins is pushing for the top 10 in the world. He's probably already there. In reality, we just got to prove it. There's like, for me, there's an absolute glimmer of one potential pin, and it's round one. It's outside of straps, and it's only if Todd Hutchins is asleep, not caring, and tries to hold on and miss grooves. Then Chance can pin him. But if it goes any form of straps, Todd will contain the pronation back pressure of Chance comfortably, and that is the only weapon.
I'm going to put Preps for Life Zed's comment on now because he understands arm wrestling rankings. Bowen looking at Chance saying beat Todd, then Bowen ranks higher than Todd Hutchings. That's just the way the rankings work. We all know how it works. Chance versus Lockie needs to happen. What do you think of that matchup?
This version of Chance against Lockie would be good. I mean, Lachlan's obviously got Sandra Sadis in East West West 4 or whatever it is in August. I think that Chance and Lockie are a similar level puller, similar power basis right now. It'd be a good match. This version of Chance. He'd have to stay this version.
Yeah. And White Wolf, the Dead Set legend, he goes, okay, I'll try and use small words. Derek said with his man, said that Alex will not beat him. Him meaning Derek, the guy that said the words. White Wolf.
Big words there. Derek saying Alex Kadecha won't beat Derek? Is that what I just read?
No. Saying Derek said with his mouth that Alex will not beat him. Alex will not beat Derek, or Alex won't beat Dave?
Yeah, the guy that said the words.
Alex won't beat Derek.
Yeah, Derek on the hunt for a match. He wants some king of the table action, maybe.
Well, Derek was supposed to pull Alex at Armwall's reality check, and he's always believed he can do really well against.
Well, the one thing
Alex.
the one thing that Derek possesses that makes that a possibility is he's the same height. He's the same size as Kadecha. They're both 6'8". So all of what Kadecha is used to in terms of having that superior hand size, arm length, and all that sort of stuff, It's different. So it's like when you come up against a left-hander, all of a sudden you're like, "Whoa, what the hell's going on? I'm used to taking on right-handers." Then you come up against a left-hander, and it feels weird. It'll be the same, I think, for Gadecha up against Derek. It would feel foreign. It'd be different to have someone the same size as him. So yeah, I think it's about a 80% likely Gadecha wins, in my opinion, right now. But man, the way that Derek's rolling
Derek
on
wants
his
it.
momentum, it's in the future, that match.
And I'm going to say my future colleague, James Statham. I will weasel my way on the arm wars somehow, you big ledge. Nah, James is a wicked dude. Says, what does everyone prefer watching, race to 3 or 4? Or what about pulling all rounds? James, I hate it. I want a winner. Best of 5, best of 7, whatever. Once you've won your 3, that's it. Dead rubbers to me are called dead rubbers for a reason. You may as well poke holes in condoms. Useless. I don't like them. And that's when people get injured. Ryan, let's say you.
I like 6 rounds going on. I like it. I don't like it when one arm wrestler just gives up. I'm someone that if I'm down 4-0, hell, I want my round 5. Give me it. I want to prove that I'm this close to the win, and give it to me. I can find it. Hell, 6th round, give it to me. I want to show you that I'm coming for you in the rematch, that there will be a rematch, and I'm coming to prove a point. You haven't got me yet. Don't be napping on me. So that's me personally. As an arm wrestler, give me every damn 6 rounds. When Justin Bishop came to Australia, he asked me mid-match after 4 rounds when he got the victory. He said, "You want to call it?" And I said, "Hell no, we ain't calling this. Get your ass over that other side of the table. We're going to 6." And he beat me 6-0. But hell, did I want that 6? Yes. And as a competitor, if I see that belief in the guy who's losing, then yeah, carry on. Excited. If there's an injury or something like that, sure, let him pass. But no, I think that giving up after 4, unless you're saving yourself for another match that you know is coming up, then like if it's a battleground, then yeah, stop at 4. But if this is just a head, hell, fight it out and give it your all the way.
Oh, yeah. See, I see. If I'm watching and say, Ryan, you've beaten me 4-0, and I'm like, give me another round, and I get close, I'm not seeing it with any validity. It may be real, but it's like, well, I'm not trying properly. Like you're not trying properly. You're going to try something that you're not normally pulling, and then I found a lane for me. It's not that good.
Well, that comes down to the mentality again. Like when Justin Bishop asked me, "Do you want to call it here?" I said to him, "Hell no, I'm going to beat you in the next 2 rounds." And he was like, "Well, no, you're not." And so it was on. It was still on. It was like another match all over again. So I agree. I would hate for the superior guy to lay down and just whatever. That's boring as hell. But if the fight is real, which I would be, if I felt my opponent in round 5 give it up, I would give him the old Jordan Davis and say, "Oi, fire up and don't let me win this. Literally, don't let me win this. I'll kick your ass after this."
You give him a real slap.
White
Wolf is finally happy with us. White Wolf is up and about. He says, "Holy cow. Finally, you got it." I was tricking you, White Wolf. I just wanted more super chats from you, so I pretended I didn't know. Nah, I'm just an idiot. I'm just a plain old idiot, which is good. Alex versus Derek. They both really need a riser. Bit of a Ryan Bowen riser.
Yeah, imagine that. Did you imagine that?
Marcus Thompson nails it. Geez, a riser would almost get them to 7 foot, and then they can pull the big show. And then they'll wear their boots, and then they can pull Andre the Giant from the dead. White Wolf, it only took 4 super chats. Laughed my ass off. Who do you think I am, Marcus Thompson? The small words work. Yeah, mate. White Wolf.
I rescued that one for you, White Wolf. It was going by. Jake had missed it. Jake was the keeper. He missed it. I was first slip, dived out, and caught it for you, bro.
Yeah, mate. I have said that this is the #1 live stream. All I have said is ready bang. I've never once claimed that I'm intelligent. So that is your own fault there, which is good. And down there, Thomas Miles is really appreciating it. He says, White Wolf and Marcus have the best super chats. Very entertaining. And White Wolf is like, you freaking jerk, Jake. pretending to be dumb for super chats. Guys, wow, I didn't even realize we've almost been going an hour and a half. I mean, Ryan and I could do all of these polls all day, and it is, once again, 45 votes on our stream here, and
7%,
49% to 51%. So maybe not enough votes going in, and White Wolf appreciating a bit of Ryan Bowen, which is good that you were getting the terminology and I wasn't. So, and the money slam and abdominal stretch trying to take on me and Ryan Bowen. We'll get that tag team match sorted soon, and we'll just show everyone how we're going to flog you. Harvey Weinstein has quickly jumped in and said, "What's good, Aussie arm wrestler?" What do you mean, what's good? I am hanging out with one of my good friends, Ryan Blue Bowen, the man who just hit 53,000 subscribers. And I don't care what anyone says in there, 0 bots. There are no paid subscribers, and you can see it with all of
people say that I got bots.
I've heard that. I've heard some, sometimes when I've been chatting on either other shows or reading comments, and I was like, no, man. I said, I've spent a couple of weekends with you now, and sometimes when I'm like, oh, I'm just going to ring my wife and go for a nap, Ryan's uploaded a video, or he's looking at videos. And then, we got up for East versus West. I thought, I'll get up that little bit earlier. And then as I got up thinking I was getting up earlier, the kettle was boiling, and it was Ryan Bowen. So a massive, massive congratulations.
Cheers, bro.
On the 53,000.
100K by the end of the year is the goal. 100K by the end of the year is the goal. We'll see if we can pull it off.
No doubt to do it. My goal at the end of the year was 5K, and we're in
killing that.
April.
Yeah. Now, I think 50K, mate, look, play your cards right. 100K as well. I think it's possible for you this year. I really, the what you've done in your recent live videos, pulling in 5,000 people at a time, it's like, so here we go. Those engines are firing, and all of a sudden, you do that a bunch of times, man. 100K will happen pretty quick. YouTube is one of those spaces where literally overnight, YouTube channel can change. To that degree.
It's
you get a 20 million view video that happens in the space of 2 weeks. You go from where you are right now to 100K done.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very lucky. I'm getting the 10%, the 10% of the 10% subscribing to the channel. So if I have 5,000 people watching, 500 people subscribing, then I had 800 people for another fight watching at once, and 80 people subscribed, and then recently 1,200 people peaking, 1,300 and 130. So I'm getting 10% of the 10%. All I need now is like a boxing fight every week. If I have a boxing fight every week, I've got UFC coming up. I am missing out on a basketball game, unfortunately, because I've got another show booked. But yeah, there's heaps and heaps of coming. Now I'll ask you, Ryan. I'll put a poll out to everyone. We'll do this could be another prediction or whatever, and then we might wrap it up. So you've seen the boxing stuff do pretty well, and I'm going to dabble in everything, including the Westminster Dog Show. I can do it. You've been a believer since day one. I made a joke on my very first podcast that we had between us 40,000 and 43 subscribers between us, and you having the 40K and me having the 43. And do I keep it all on one channel, or do I make that slug again and have a separate?
No, I think you keep it all on one channel. You just make playlists for your live boxing commentary, for your live UFC, for your live basketball, whatever. And people get comfortable with those playlists. And then if those playlists start to grow to a substantial enough area where they can be their own channel as a standalone, that's when you do it. And you don't have to do it. Everyone just may come to know the whole channel for what it is and just love it and enjoy it. But I wouldn't separate it yet. The YouTube algorithms and all that sort of stuff, they do reward time and consistency. So if you were to start a new channel, you wouldn't be given that favoritism. You wouldn't be given
Yeah.
that favoritism by the algorithm at all. So what you've done here, the YouTube spiders out there, they know that you can pull and hold 5,000. So they know that. They trust you on that. So they'll give it to you. I wouldn't change it, not until you've got clear establishment in those playlists that you are dominating in each of those realms as well.
Yeah. Awesome. And we've got Alan, the Hitman Ford, who's a very loyal Beer Man supporter. He's very funny when he jumps on the show. And if Beer Man comes to Australia to pull you, Ryan, we need to get Alan Ford to come with him and get a match. We could have a bit of
Alan Ford and I have been talking a lot, as we know, with Vojtila Simonov. It fell over, and Alan Ford and I, we're looking at something. We're looking at something. So it may well be that Alan Ford and I get the opportunity to pull as well. I know Alan's keen. I know Canada's keen. I'm keen for anyone and everyone that has legitimacy. And Alan Ford, if you don't know who Alan Ford is, just go and have a look at Alan Ford v. Todd Hutchins or Alan Ford v. RVJ, and you'll suddenly be like, oh, snap, okay, that's Alan Ford.
Yeah. Alan Ford woke up his kid at midnight and screamed "Ready Bang" on a live show. So plenty of time for Alan Ford. And White Wolf with another super chat, he says, if Jake and Ryan are tapping out early, I try not to go for 10 hours unless I'm doing a 24-hour podcast. Then, Ryan's got a life as well. He's got other things to do. He's volunteering over here. He goes, you all got to head over to Beer Man's channel. He'll be going for another 12 hours. All righty, Ryan, because it is a prediction show, I'm going to put you on the spot here. One final prediction about anything. So you've given us 100K by the end of the year, which easy money. I think that's a piss week one. That's when you're sitting down to week. That's an easy prediction. That's going to happen. We've done our predictions for this week. King of the table, Todzilla versus Chance. Now you've got for the rest of the year, what's something that we may see left field? I'm not asking you to release any information that you're not allowed to, but and it can be anything. It can be anything.
Yeah.
Is there something that would tickle your fancy?
Devin Larratt breaks his arm against Levan Sagnashvili.
Oh! Damn! Oh,
yeah, that's it.
My knees are shaking.
Knees
are shaking. Oh, now my throat has gone croaky. Okay. When I asked for a prediction, I didn't know you were just going to go bang. Wow. I would have expected Devin wins, but you're saying his arm is going to be snapped off.
I think Devin. I don't think it's not like it's likely, but I see it as a possibility because I know that Devin's going all in, and Devin has so much heart, and he's fearless, and I can just see him saying, "Hell, I'm standing in the road of this giant monster." And I'm turning it in, and he's going to go to full shake, and the Levan Sagnashvili drive happens, and then just there he goes, bang.
Wow.
Look, I think Devin would be like, hell, if that's the way it goes, that's the way it goes. I think he'd go there.
Yeah, and guys, don't get us wrong. Don't get it all wrong saying he hopes he breaks his arm or things like that. I've asked for a wild left field out there prediction, and of course you're going to get one from Ryan. But wow, everyone in there, we've got White Wolf saying, not happening. Wesley B says, ouch. I wish Ryan hadn't.
Well, now everyone's going to have it in the back of their mind. Look, Devin is conditioned to this sport more than most. But the one thing is, Levan Sagnashvili is stronger than most by a long shot. And there are certain matches in life where, and I've experienced them. There are certain matches where you are willing to push your connective tissue in your body further than you actually have ever done before. For me, an example, when I lost to Raymond Zentanovic at Zlotiter, he took my wrist and I jammed up. And I was like, I'm in the B draw. If I lose again, I'm out. And I just said, no, I'm not conceding. And I actually went to a degree of bone pain in my humerus that I've never pushed to before. I actually knew it was there and I felt I'd usually have conceded, but I said no. and I lasted 4 or 5 surges there before he eventually got through me. And after that match, I thought, wow, I wonder how close I was to breaking my arm there. Because for that reason, on Zloty, I did not want to give up. I just said, no, I'm going to do it. I'm staying here. And I trusted my body. I think Levan Saganishvili is strong enough that he can take Devin to that place. And I think Devin is brave enough, and it means enough to him that he will go into uncharted waters. And there's this possibility when you go into uncharted waters that things blow up.
Well,
and I don't think there's anyone else on earth strong enough to take him there, but Levan is strong enough to take him there.
Someone has clearly disagreed with you. It's Devin's forearm. Devin's forearm says, I will not break. How dare you, Bowen? How dare you? My massive predictions are on a prediction show for the rest of the year. Look, it depends how you look at in what goggles you look at the Aussie arm wrestler. In your goggles, Ryan, it's probably a no-brainer. But in other people's eyes, it's like you are kidding yourself, Aussie arm wrestler. But I am throwing it out there. I will call a live pay-per-view for someone's event. So not doing, what we do and hang out. Someone will be holding a pay-per-view. I don't know who, but a huge event, and they're just going to sit there and go, we cave. We cave. We cave.
The pressure will build. It's a pressure cooker that will result in exactly that happening. I can see it as well. It's a destiny there. Like I said, we've come close to already being in that situation a number of times, and I think that we love the sport. It wouldn't be surprised, man. You'll get that opportunity for sure. You're growing rapidly, so I believe in that one, man. Absolutely.
And that's my big one. Devon's Marcus Thompson, the Money Slam, says Devon's connective tissues made up of Canada's maple syrup, pancakes, and boiled bacon. And people giving some truths. And then we can, everyone having a bit of a laugh. Shane Carey's got something against Jordan Davis. Says his prediction, Jordan Davis gets a chick. He's married.
He's married with children,
beautiful wife. Strength old school. I've got one word, and it rhymes with Jake.
I like the analysis of the side-by-side. I posted a reel on YouTube and asked who took it better, myself or Chris Rock.
That was hilarious.
And Jordan slapped me legit that day. Like, here's the story. If you want to know the reason why we were filming an Instagram video, and we decided we're going to slap each other, and it was going to be some fun. And I went first and I slapped him, and I pulled the slap. I did the Will Smith because I thought, I don't want to hurt Jordan. Jordan's a bit of you just don't want to hurt Jordan. Anyway, then Jordan steps up, all right, let's film moment. And Jordan just cracks me. He cracks me in the side of the ear. My head's ringing. And I stumble away, and people are like, see, look, that's a real reaction. That's what happens when you actually get slapped properly. Yeah, Jordan slapped me.
I know you are, Shane. I know you're only having a bit of fun. This whole show is about fun. Guys, we will wrap it up there. We've been banging on for about 100 minutes, and the predictions finished about 20 minutes ago. You are here with the Aussie arm wrestler and Ryan Blue Bowen. We will both be calling the action on our separate channels, so do not feel any badness if you do choose to watch the Aussie arm wrestler over Ryan Blue Bowen, or vice versa. If you want the in-depth analysis and things like that, Ryan Blue Bowen, no one holds any hard feelings. This is what we both love to do. This is what we both want to do. And in the end, we'll be the first ones to message each other, screenshots, analytics, and we talk to each other after every event when we've both wrapped up. So, a lot of the times, Ryan, I don't think it happens on your channel, but on mine, everyone's like, Ryan's gone live. He's competing with you. No, that's not the case at all, guys. For me, it's an awesome sign that arm wrestling is growing, and a lot of people are doing it. So make sure you check it out. You will not be disappointed, whatever channel you hang around with. Ryan, man, I always appreciate your time. You give your time to anyone and everyone. And I appreciate you coming on, having a laugh with the Aussie Arm Wrestler.
And good fun. Good fun. Looking forward to this weekend. It's going to be a big day. Wish you all the best for your coverage, man. I'm sure it'll be killer. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for all the fun in the comments as well. I had a lot of fun with you guys too. So, man, always a pleasure.
Finish us off with a ready bang, Ryan.
Ready, bang!